Hello, my dear students. Today, we are going to learn semiconductor electronics, which is a chapter of ISC class 12th physics. In this, we will learn about types of materials, energy bands in solids, classification of materials as conductors, insulators, and semiconductors. Let us start with types of materials. Classification of solids on the basis of conductivity. All of you know that conductors are those substances through which electricity can pass easily. All metals are good conductors. Why? The reason is that they have large number of free electrons which act as charge carriers with them. So conductivity becomes very easy. Temperature coefficient of resistance of conductors is positive. What does that mean? It means that when the temperature is increased, the electrical resistance of these conductors increases and their electrical conductivity decreases. What about insulators? Insulators are those substances through which electricity cannot pass. For example, wood, rubber, etc. The atoms of insulators have outermost shell completely filled, so it is very difficult to take out a free electron from the outermost shell. Thus, they do not conduct electricity. Now we have semiconductors. These are the substances whose conductivity lies between conductors and insulators. They have outermost shell containing half-filled electrons. The electrons are neither so rigidly bound with the atom as an insulator, nor so loosely bound as in a conductor. So the semiconductors have their characteristics in between conductors and insulators related to conductivity. Example, germanium, silicon, and carbon. If you will see the electronic configuration of silicon, it is having 14 electrons. So it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and 3p2. There are 4 electrons in the third orbit, so which can contain 8. So that is half filled. Then one more thing, temperature coefficient of resistance of semiconductors is negative. When you increase the temperature of a semiconductor, it becomes a conductor. It starts conducting. And at absolute zero, a semiconductor becomes an ideal insulator. These are some of the semiconductor devices: operational amplifier, resistor, capacitor, diodes, transistors, and integrated circuits. Now we have to study about energy bands in materials. What are these energy bands? Due to interatomic interaction of valence electrons in a crystal, the energy levels, they split, and collection of closely spaced energy levels is called an energy band. Let us study about energy bands. In an isolated atom, valence electrons can exist only in one of the allowed orbitals, each of a sharply defined energy, called energy levels, named as 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, and so on. You can see the energy levels are defined. K, L, M, N are the name of the shells of or these energy levels. First energy level, second energy level. Like this, energy levels are defined for electrons, which the electrons are going to occupy. And this occurs in an isolated atoms. What happens when the atom come closer to form a crystal? On bringing these atoms closer to form a crystal, where we have around 10 power 22 atoms per cubic centimeter for a solid, the interaction between the atoms increase. Thus, the energy levels start splitting, where the outer levels are more affected and the lower levels remain unsplit. Lower level mean this 1s, 2s levels, they almost remain unsplit because it is very difficult to extract an electron from these shells very close to the nucleus. So a lot of energy is required. The outermost shell, like 3s after 2p, 3s shells, these shells, they split very quickly. So the energy levels, they start splitting. That means the valence electrons, which now have more allowed energy values. The valence electrons can occupy all those split energy levels. So we get a range of energy values for the electrons to occupy. And this range of allowed energy values, which are close and continuous, are called energy bands. The range of energy levels are called energy bands. Let us understand the energy bands with the help of this graph. This shows an energy band formation for silicon atom. The electronic configuration for silicon is shown: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2. Silicon is an semiconductor material element. For an isolated silicon atom, discrete energy levels are seen. We can see discrete energy levels when the atoms are very much away from each other. The atoms are away from each other. Suppose we consider the atoms to be at this place, D. What we are showing on x-axis, interatomic spacing. Interatomic spacing. And on y-axis, we have represented energy. So when the interatomic spacing is, when the atoms are at D, in this case, the atoms are very far away from each other. They are not able to influence each other's atomic shell energy level of each other. So they will have discrete energy levels. We can see 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 clearly defined. Now bring the atoms closer to each other, reduce the interatomic spacing between the atoms from D to B. When they are brought closer, what happens is, on decreasing the interatomic spacing between the atoms, 3s and 3p level, they completely disappear. We do not have 3s and 3p levels separately shown. For all the atoms which have come closer, we have around n atoms in a crystal. So if we talk of the 3s and 3p level, how many energy levels are available here? We have 8n energy levels available. In this continuous band, when the interatomic spacing is B, in this continuous band, we have 8n energy levels available for the electrons to occupy. How many electrons are there? There were 4 electrons in the isolated atom, single atom, and 4n electrons in the crystal. When the atoms are brought closer, we have 4n electrons. These 4n electrons can occupy any energy level between these two. Here, this range you can see. You can see the range. If I go on the y-axis, you can see a range of energy values. Between this energy values, the 4n electrons can be found anywhere. Okay, to form the crystal, let us bring the atoms more close and reduce the interatomic distance to be around 3.67 angstrom, which is the actual interatomic distance between the atoms of a crystal. At this stage, the 4n filled levels are separated by 4n unfilled levels. All the electrons, 4n electrons, they will occupy these lower energy levels, and upper energy levels also will be formed, which are also 4n, but these will be unfilled. Lower will be completely filled, and you can see a range of energy for this band. The lower band, there is a range of energy. For the upper band also, there is a range of energy. And in between the two, there is no level available for the electron to occupy. The electrons cannot occupy any level in between these lower 4n filled levels and upper 4n unfilled levels. So this is called an energy gap. Why the name forbidden energy gap? Because you cannot find any electron between this gap. So electrons have a range of energy values in the form of bands, and these bands are called energy bands. The lower band is called valence band and the upper band is called conduction band. So all the materials can be classified as conductors, insulators, and semiconductors based on this energy band structure. Here, Fermi level is the highest energy level which an electron can occupy in the valence band at 0 Kelvin. And how many electrons are available? There are 2 into 2l plus 1 electrons available. So that we have calculated. And why we have written 2l plus 1? It is corresponding to the two different orientations of the electron spin and the 2l plus 1 orientations of the electron orbital angular momentum. Let us see the classification. This is the classification where first are the insulators. In this, the conduction band is unfilled, valence band is completely filled, and the energy gap is of the order of 7 electron volt. If we talk of diamond, the energy gap is always will be greater than 3 electron volt. For example, for diamond it is 7 electron volt. Now next we have taken semiconductor silicon. So in silicon, at 0 Kelvin, the electrons from the valence band cannot go over to the conduction band. The electrons cannot cross over to the conduction band. So the semiconductor will act as an insulator at 0 Kelvin. But when you increase the temperature, for example, at 300 Kelvin or 27 degrees Celsius, some electrons, they go to conduction band because the band gap is very less. It is 1.1 electron volt. And electrons, they get thermal energy, sufficient thermal energy at temperatures as high as 300 Kelvin to go on to conduction band. So at high temperatures, silicon, which is a semiconductor, acts as a conductor. For germanium, this band gap is 0.72 electron volt. Now let us talk of conductors. Example we have taken for sodium. There is no energy gap. So single energy band, which is partially filled or empty. And here we can see there are large number of electrons in the conduction band. As soon as you apply an electric field, these electrons in the conduction band, they start moving. There is no energy gap. So conductors have this type of energy band diagram. This was the classification of materials on the base of energy band structure. Children, I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.